Smitty McQueen Sports Show here on the exclusive Thursday fan night with you guys. Sorry about yesterday, just didn't have it in our schedule, Matt. Busy day for us, especially with finals kicking up. It's getting hectic. Anyway, Matt, today we've got our breaking news. We'll open the show up with, and then we'll open the phone lines up, and then we'll also talk about there's a game tonight. I don't even know why I said that, because I think you guys can see. Most of you are Chiefs fans. I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. It's a big game for you guys tonight if you're a Chiefs fan or a Raiders fan. So, getting excited for that. Matt's gonna post the phone numbers to the show tonight. We'll open the phone lines open them. Get your call in, and we will get you on the air as soon as we can. Once again, any sports topic you want to talk about, we're excited to bring it to you. I'm sure, we've had the college football playoff release this week. I know some people are upset, happy, upset, all the above. And then you got NFL, of course. Big game tonight. If you're a Chiefs fan, get your name in, and we'll get them going. Yes. That is for sure, and our numbers are up, so feel free, go ahead, give us a call in. We'll get you on the show. So, Matt, let's get this rolling. Breaking news, winter meetings are going in. They're coming to an end, obviously, but this is maybe one of the craziest winter meetings we've had out there.
Very busy. A lot of productive talks going on.
Yes.
You don't see this in baseball very often, if ever.
Not at
having
all.
This much transactions going on with one team in particular, with my Royals that I love. They're near to my heart. They made a move yesterday that was official yesterday when they traded closer Wade Davis to the Cubs for outfielder Jorge Soler. My thoughts on this trade are, initially it was shock, and I knew Wade Davis would end up getting dealt eventually based off him being the best closer within the last 3 years, based off ERA, WHIP, strikeouts. It's just unfair. Yeah. And then I really thought that we would end up returning more than just one player. And I know that I'm not the only one that thought
There's
that.
a lot of people about that, and I know what you're going to say is exactly what I'm saying. Go ahead. I'll let you bring it up.
After the initial shock of it all, and I dug down deeper, and Jorge Soler is 24 years old. Wade Davis is 30, 31, or 29 right now. And we have 4 years of club control for Soler, which saves this next baseball season, it saves almost $7 million. It's like $6.8 million, I believe, off of Wade Davis's $10 million. And in the next 3 years, he will only make $4 million a year, and that is awesome. We needed an outfielder. He has power. He can get 30 homers even at the K.
Yeah. He's a great young prospect.
I'm gonna love that.
Cubs fans, I'm sure, kind of sad to see him go, but they had nowhere to put him in the lineup, and that's where I think you're gonna see Jorge Soler do good things. I think the Royals would have maybe got someone else had Wade Davis not landed on the DL twice. I know there's some fans out there who are upset about it, and
last night we actually talked to a Cubs fan, Mr. Brad Shanker, and even Tyler Bacon.
Yeah, what's up, boys?
I'll give you guys a shout out.
We promised you a shout out. There you go.
We were both talking about all four of us were talking about the trade, and Shanker was impressed. He loved Wade Davis coming to Chicago. Yeah,
and he also said, Jorge Soler, he's good. He just didn't get the at-bats that he needs. This is a smart move by both teams. And we'll see what the Royals do now. They freed up some cap space. There's still some good names out there. Edwin Encarnacion, I don't think that's going to happen, or Mark Trumbo, but there's other guys out there that are very, very...
There's talented free agents on the market right
exactly. So, and yesterday the Rockies took one. Very shocking to me, just because, and I'm not sold on it yet. It was a big move. They go after and get Ian Desmond, who most of people know was a shortstop with the Nationals. Last year, got picked up by the Rangers. And I said last year I wanted the Rockies to go get him to play shortstop till Jose Reyes came back. And that was before Story had his spring training and stuff. Yeah, Story time. And however, it works out. We get him, but a year later, after he had played the outfield, doesn't make a lot of sense to bring in another outfielder, but there's talks he's going to play first. Still not sure about this move. Not sure at all. I guess we'll find out, because there's rumors out there they're still talking to Mark Trumbo and maybe trying to get him to come in. If that's the case, look for Blackman or Cargo to be shipped out. I do not like that. Those two are... I wish the Rockies would just go after the bullpen, because right now that's what they need. And that lineup...
As it stands right now, on paper,
Ooh.
you are correct. This lineup is going to be filthy, like Wade Davis's cutter that I'm going to miss. Very clearly. This lineup, from top to bottom, catcher is getting there. He's young, and even shortstop, but we know he has power. All these guys in this lineup.
Yeah, it's...
If they can get the starting pitching wrapped around and solidified, look out for the Rockies here in 2, 3, 4, 5 years now.
A lot of people are saying right now they are a team, and there's talks about bullpen guys they're going after. That is their weak point right now. The starters are very young. They showed big improvement last year. They were not at the bottom in starting pitching. It was the bullpen. So a lot of people have said the Rockies are a playoff team. If you are a bettor, to bet on them to maybe sneak in and get in the playoffs. And that, I'm not just saying that because I'm a Rockies fan. I have seen people tweet this out saying they are a safe bet to maybe sneak in the playoffs. 70 to 1 odd, 70 something to 1 odds, something like that. I mean, it's pretty crazy to win it all. I mean, that's going too far, but
we had more baseball news.
Yeah, and guys, call in. The number tonight, we've got them listed, 785-506-5152, 785-754-8023. Call in, that'll get you to the show. Got it posted. Bring up whatever topics you want. Feel free to call in now. We're just going to keep going until we receive a call. So
we had more baseball news. Well, we had tons of baseball news actually yesterday, including a top team with the Nationals. They traded away some prospects, Lucas Giolito, Ronaldo Lopez, and Dane Dunning, to Southside Chicago White Sox for Adam Eaton. 3 guys for 1 player. That kind of disgusted me a little bit again based off the Davis trade, but I'm over that. Eaton is a solid right fielder, center fielder. He's probably going to play center field with Harper.
Probably, yes.
But
disgusted Bryce Harper.
Yes.
He is very disgusted. We think he tweeted out, "Wow." ... Yeah.
It's just shock of it all.
It's very shocking.
Smitty, I'm going to ask your thoughts on this. Are the White Sox the buyers of the winter meetings, even though they are rebuilding after shipping Sale off too?
Yes.
And getting 3 more prospects?
I am going to say yes. This team is young. If these prospects pan out, we might see, and the Cubs can hold on to those guys for a while, 3 to 4 years, we might see Chicago Crosstown World Series. That would be awesome. There's a very good chance, and I really think that. I think there is a great chance this could happen. So be watching out, White Sox fans. You got my dad especially. He's hoping that they at least keep someone to build around.
Yeah,
they're looking good.
This AL Central right now, the Indians and Royals are building for 2017 to go all in. White Sox, the Twins have been rebuilding for a few years now. These teams, those other 2 teams, are getting ready for 2018 and beyond.
Yeah.
When the free agent market that we looked at for the free agents after that year, they're just rebuilding, so they don't have to ship guys off. And
the team to watch, and the Tigers, I think a lot of people, you're not sure what the Tigers. They opened up and said, hey, everyone, is going to be, we're not sure yet if they're going to be buyers, sellers. So far, they are neutral. I mean, that's the best way. They're not selling people. They're not buying people, buying in to get people. So the Tigers, I think they're a team to look out for. They're a very, very, very young team with some age at the back end. We've seen that, they have the pitching. They had a couple young pitchers last year. The AL Central is, the AL Central is going to come down to the Royals, Indians, and yes, Tigers. I mean, it's safe to say the Twins and White Sox this year, like you said,
they're packed up.
Yeah,
they can contend, but they'll
be competitive.
They'll be competitive. Like you're right, you're correct. They just don't have that star power like they did with Chris Sale or even Adam Eaton. I know he's a small little fella, but he can hit the ball.
Yeah,
he can rake, that speed.
The other one that we saw this, Aroldis Chapman. He's back with the Yankees. They just signed him back for a 5-year deal worth $86 million. By far the closer, it's a record for the closing price. Is a record, and Melanson just had it, but Chapman beats him.
Takes it over.
Do you like this? Do you think it's a good move? And then Matt, I also want you to clarify. Do you believe this is a good thing that teams go out and just rent a player for 3 months to try to win a World Series, or do you think it affects a team?
It's happened the past 2 years with both Zobrist and Cueto in Kansas City. They rented them. They won the World Series. Then they left. And this past year with Aroldis Chapman going to the Cubs, getting his World Series ring, Yankees getting those prospects, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
And the Yankees, in my book, hustled the Cubs, but the Cubs are not down. They
won
still
the World Series too.
Still are the strongest team. They're still world champs. I think it's okay because if a person is having a great first half and they're in a contract year, teams will do that. The contenders will look for that, and then possibly they could end up winning the World Series. It's happened the past 2 years. It could keep happening.
Yeah, I think it's good in a way. If you come out looking good if you win a World Series, I'll say that. I'm not so sure if it's a good thing for your organization. And the reason why is because of like this. This is one of the first times that you see something like this happen. Where a guy, hey, I'll be back, New York. And we saw this. He posted an Instagram photo when he got traded and said, "See you later, New York." Was not meaning thanks, New York. It was awesome. See you again, I think is what it actually said. Which that kind of shows you that, hey, coming back, So yes, if you win a World Series, I think it's good. But if it's not, if you don't, it kind of hurts because you lose those prospects, especially if you're a low market team. If this is something the Rockies were to do and not get a World Series, it would hurt them, I think, in the long run because you're just going to put yourself, I think, right back at the bottom if you're not going to spend money to go get free agents.
Yes.
The Yankees, luckily, Cubs, I think, can do this. They can afford to do that. But I'm just not sold on it all. Folks, the number to get into the show tonight is 785-506-5152. And the other number is 785-754-8023. We'll take your calls. Just call in whatever. Just anything sports. Just bring it to us. We'll be ready. If you shock us, well, we'll still talk. But yeah, we got some big games tonight. We got Chiefs Raiders. We have the college football rankings just dropped. So if you want to talk any of those winter meetings, we love talking baseball. We've been talking a lot about it, about all the rumors. Yeah, but Matt, while we'll finish these breaking news, we're kind of taking a while for these, but I feel like they need to be talked about. Oregon, the football team has a coach. They hired USF's head coach Willie Taggart to take over as the program's next head coach. He led USF to a 10-2 record this year. Former Stanford assistant. Do you think this is a good hire?
It brings a coach back to the Pac-12 that was there. He led South Florida to a decent record. 10-2 is really good, no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
It's a good move. It starts fresh with a new coach, and it's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's
they're your team, the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, I'm excited. Matt, looks like we got a caller. Looks like it's Kevin Randa. Here from Hays, Kansas. We will hopefully somehow get on. Yep, it should be good to go. I think they're hooking it up. No speaker. There we go. I'll let you take the intro.
So, who do we have calling today?
Hold it anymore. Okay. Are you there?
Yep.
All right. How's it going, Kevin?
Good. How are you guys?
Not bad, man. Just enjoying a little sports talk before the Chiefs game, I guess.
Right.
Yep.
So, what would you like to bring up?
There's two things I want to touch base on. I want to get you guys' input on. First and foremost, the game tonight, Chiefs Raiders.
Well,
who do you like?
I mean, I will always take the Chiefs over the Raiders any day. My reasoning: we beat the Raiders in Oakland, held them to 10 points. This time we're in Arrowhead, one of the toughest places to play for anybody, and
Agreed.
The defense is healthy. And that pass rush, just be careful, Derek Carr. I know he's an MVP candidate, but especially in the cold, this is going to be a tough. Like, if you get hit, it's going to sting, and he's going to get hit a lot.
Yeah, I'm saying I kind of like the Chiefs tonight myself, simply because of the weather. It's harder to throw the football in cold weather.
Yep.
I think that's an advantage to the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs tonight in a low-scoring game, 2017, maybe 2014.
Yeah, Randa, I agree. I think the Chiefs, just because it's a cold weather, I think this plays advantage to them. The thing I've also talked to people about is a lot of people would say, well, the Raiders aren't used to the cold. We don't know. You never know what players in college have played in the cold before. You could have a ton of people. I think the cold definitely plays an advantage to the Chiefs. They've been able to practice in it all week. I believe, though, I think it's going to be a low scoring. I've got Chiefs 17-13. I think you're going to see a lot of Spencer Ware tonight. I really do. I think the running game is going to be big for KC. Oakland, their running game can be effective. It's not consistent. It's one week it's really good, the other week it's bad. And throwing the football in the cold, and zinging it like that, the wide receivers definitely gonna have probably a hard time catching them balls from Carr. I expect it to be a good game. A lot of people are talking that this might be the best Thursday night game in the history of the NFL. Definitely the best Thursday night game we're going to probably have this year. I'm not a big fan of Thursday night games, but I definitely could see it being that way, like everyone expects. And I hope it is. So.
Right. With the Chiefs front line, that defensive front line they have, with everybody being healthy, I think they're going to key on the run. I think that Kansas City, if they can stop the run, I think they got a really good chance tonight.
Yeah. I like the home team. I really do.
I definitely agree with that. with Dontari Poe at the nose, Chris Jones, Kendall Reyes, Rakeem Nunez-Roches. Young, they're all young. I mean, Poe's a little older, but they're all young. They're all big. They're all strong, and yeah, it helps that D Ford's healthy on defense, big time, because it can spell Tamba Hali a little bit, and even Justin Houston. I'm curious.
Absolutely.
I'm very curious to see if they put Houston and Hali or Houston and Ford on the same side, just like they did in Denver, which caused the safety. If that happens, that'd be awesome.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I like the Chiefs. They're young, they're healthy. I really, honestly, I think they're probably the best team in the AFC right now, or at least playing the best football in the AFC right now. The other thing I wanted to touch, you guys didn't talk a whole lot about it, or I don't remember you guys talking a whole lot about it. The Winter Meetings All-Star Game no longer affects home field.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
I did notice that in the new agreement here. It's very interesting. I like the way they had it with the Royals having home field advantage in 2014 and 2015. That was key, and I had never seen that before in my life because I'm only 22 now. But I think it will be a change of pace. The teams will have to adjust, and it just pushes so in case you are wanting to play in the All-Star game, like you get voted in and you're not hurt, it makes you push harder. It's not like a game you can just take for granted.
Right, that's what I mean. It's gonna change the way the All-Star game is played. Guys may not play quite as hard now, knowing that it's not affecting the home field advantage. And you go back to last year. The Cubs would have had the home field advantage last year.
Yeah.
And they had the All-Star game not affected the home field advantage. So, I mean, I think it's better. I like it that way simply because if you go out and you win 100 games a year and you have the most wins in the league, you should have that advantage.
Totally.
You play your ass off throughout the year to win that many games. You should have the home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, I totally agree, Kev. I love this. And also, I like it because you've seen players that have had great years get snubbed to the All-Star. I mean, it's a fan voting event. So
Right.
we don't always have the season's best players. We have the fans' favorite, And so I feel like that also helps because, I mean, there's been years where some great players who have had awesome, halfway to the whole season, like great starts, they don't even get a play in that, and then you're deciding it on, fan vote popularity. I think it's good. You're also going to see teams probably not rest their guys as much. If it's a close race to get that home field for, let's say between the Cubs and Indians, those teams are going to be fighting, unless somehow Joe Madden, the managers don't think that home field's that big enough. I think it's a huge thing. And for the Cubs, I think especially, that would have been huge for them this postseason. And yeah, I mean, they had the best record. They didn't get a host. So.
Thanks to the Royals for winning that All-Star game. That helped, but they didn't even make the playoffs.
Right. See, and that's what I mean. 2 years ago, the Royals would not have had a home field advantage if the American League not won the All-Star game. And I think it may have hurt them. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't think the Royals would have won the World Series had, I guess you can't really say that. Because, I mean, they won it in, 6, if I remember right?
Yeah.
That's true. 5. They won it in 5.
It was 5. Well, 4-1. Anyhow, it may have been a different ballgame had the Mets ended up with home field.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I just like I said, I just wanted to kind of get you guys' take on that.
I haven't.
Me call in.
I haven't done much of the whole collective bargain agreement yet. I haven't looked into that as much.
Yeah, same here.
We need to because Matt's been talking about it. We just haven't had the time. But yes, the All-Star was definitely the big thing I think everyone took away from it. And I think it's good. I do. So
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, that's going to change. I think that's going to change the way the All-Star game gets played too. It's not. I don't think it's going to be as serious. And that's kind of what it's for. The All-Star break is to give those guys a chance to relax and have a little fun instead of having to be so serious throughout the whole year.
yeah, by far. So yep. So well, Randy, you got anything else?
Nah, man, I think that's it, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Yep. Thanks,
Yeah,
Randy.
thanks for
Have a
calling.
good night.
You bet, guys. Have a good night. Have a great rest of the show.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You bet. Later.
Yep. Thank you, Kevin, for calling in. Appreciate the phone call there from Kevin. And I guess we'll just kind of pick it up, Matt, where we left off.
We have some more breaking news with Boston. I know, Trev, you're watching. Thanks for watching, by the way, Trevor. Your favorite team, Boston Celtics, their guard, Isaiah Thomas, receives injection for groin injury, and now he's listed as day-to-day.
Yeah.
He's a key to that team, and he's a leader with that young core group of guys.
Big leader.
Hopefully he's healthy.
Yeah, hopefully this isn't going to set him back much. Celtics, a lot of teams or a lot of people think the Celtics can give the Cavs a run. Right now, I don't think so yet. They need some more depth. I think that's what they need. But they're definitely a competitive team, and the Celtics really need to get in. I mean, they need to. Brad Stevens has done a great job. They need to get in the postseason, and they need to, show everyone who thinks they can be one of those teams. I'm not sold on them yet. They're a game and a half right now back of the Raptors in the Atlantic standings. So yeah, very interesting. Matt, we have one more.
One more breaking news here, and it's not baseball, not football, not wrestling. It is NASCAR, and NASCAR's favorite, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's medically cleared for the 2017 racing season. I think that's that's good for him. That's good for Hendricks Motorsports.
Huge.
And he's been a very positive outlook on the whole NASCAR as a whole, just the racing all the fans and the atmosphere, environment, everything. Very, very good that he is able to go and race and possibly win a few next year.
Yeah, this is good for the sport of NASCAR. It really is. Dale Jr., obviously, we know his dad. His dad was one of the best to ever play. This is huge for him. He needs to be back in NASCAR. Yes, Jeff Gordon we love watching. He got to fill in a couple times, which it's going to be sad to not see him back out there. But, this is good. It's good for the sport. I'm excited to see what happens. But
next thing we got to talk about here is Thursday night football as a whole.
Yeah.
Both of us, our records are 30-16 this year.
And they're going to stay
deadlocked.
the same, probably.
Yes. The Raiders are 10-2, leading the AFC West by one game over the Chiefs, who are 9-3. The Chiefs got moved up to a 3.5-point favorite recently. They have their offense. If they play like they did last week against Atlanta, and in Atlanta, I think the Chiefs could run away with this, so to speak. Just not. It'll be a not as close a game as the score could indicate.
What do you have?
I have the Chiefs defeating the Raiders 28-21 with Tyreek Hill. He'll make some plays. I think Travis Kelce gets a touchdown tonight. He had 140 yards. He caught all 8 of his targets, and he just didn't have that touchdown. I believe if he did a trip on that long catch in the first half last week, he would have scored. Or if he didn't muff it or didn't keep control of it. The Raiders are good. It's just tough to play in Arrowhead for any team.
I really, and I just about took the Raiders. Just because I think everyone is thinking Kansas City's already beat them. They're going to expect it to be just another one of those games. A lot of the fans are. I took KC, though. The weather is just, I think, too much for the Chiefs or for the Raiders, and the Chiefs have been used to it. The thing, though, that I keep stressing, Raider players, some of them guys, you never know where they've played their career. They could have been playing, way up north in Minnesota.
Their center, Rodney Hudson, played for the Chiefs. So he knows what it's like to play in Arrowhead in the cold. So he's got that going.
Yeah, so I'm not. That is why I almost. And I really think. You need to watch out for the running game of Oakland. I think they could surprise teams. I know the Chiefs D-line is. Everyone stresses about that. It's a great D-line. It's the best probably in the NFL. I just think that Oakland is going to run the ball more than people think. Yes, they've got Derek Carr. They have ran the ball great against some teams. I'm taking Kansas City, and I think it is going to be very close just because of the conditions. It's going to be miserable, and that's why I got 17-13. So we got a caller on the line. So we will, once that is connected, we will give you a holler. Go ahead, Matty.
Who do we have on the line tonight with us?
Hello? Did we lose him? Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, turn it up. Please. All right. Who do we have tonight?
Cody Williams.
How's it going, Cody?
Pretty good.
What would you like to talk about tonight?
What do you think the score is going to be of the Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders?
I believe it'll be a touchdown difference, 28-21. Tyreek Hill gets some plays going, playmaking plays. Spencer Ware grabs a touchdown. Alex Smith goes to Travis Kelce for a touchdown. And even Macklin with probably a 30-yard touchdown or more.
I've got Kansas City, and I've got them 17-13. I think this is going to be a great game. One that hopefully lives up to the hype. I want it to be a close game. This game has been so hyped. It's been hyped so much that I really hope it is a close one. What's your thoughts?
I think it's going to be 21-20.
Okay.
Kansas City's going to win.
Okay.
It's not bad with the conditions.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's going to be close. I really do.
Two tough teams going against each other. This rivalry is a bitter rivalry, just like the weather. So it'll turn out to be a very good quality game.
Definitely, if you were at the game tonight, make sure you are bundled up because it is going to be brutal. So, anything else?
Oakland wins. Do you think the Broncos still have a chance of winning the division?
I think the division is starting to get out of hand for them. They would need Kansas City to win tonight. Denver would. And then they would have to hope that the Chiefs and Raiders, I think, go defeated in the last 3 games of the season. I don't see that happening. I believe Denver might go. They got a tough schedule. I could very well see them going 1-3. I could see them also going 2-2. And then you never know. They could go 3-1, or they could go 4-0. Obviously, I think they will at least lose one of their next 4 because they got the Titans. That's in Tennessee. Who are playing really good. Come home against New England, who is in my world. I've got New England as the favorite of the AFC right now. Then I've got at Kansas City. That's a tough one there, obviously. And then they finish with the Raiders. Luckily, that game's in Denver. My thought, 2-2. we'll get Matt's here, Matt.
I actually have gone through the playoff picture, my predictions the rest of the season, these last 4 weeks. I have Denver going to Tennessee and defeating the Titans. They come home, they have New England. New England rolls them. Trevor Siemian can't get nothing going. He's not, or Paxton Lynch, whoever plays, they can't get nothing going. They travel to Kansas City on the road on Christmas night. Kansas City goes by them. They got the advantage at home. Then they finish at home in Mile High against Oakland Raiders. And that's where the Raiders will fall to the Broncos. And the Raiders did beat the Broncos earlier this year. They're not going to win both games. So therefore, they finished 2-2 on the year, and that would leave them at a 8-8 or a 10-6 record. And I still don't believe they make the playoffs.
What are your thoughts, Cody?
I think that the Chiefs will win the AFC West, and then the Broncos might come in through a wild card.
I would think that is probably how it will play out, especially if KC gets a win tonight. I think if KC gets a win tonight, they will win the AFC West.
Because they would be 4-0 if they had to win tonight in that division, with Denver to play at home and San Diego on the road, and those are favorable matchups. So
Yeah.
it could happen.
Do you think Oakland stands a chance to go to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
I would agree too. I really do.
Derek Carr knows what he's doing with those receivers, and Khalil Mack is a ball of fire on that D-line.
I really believe whoever gets home field in the AFC will represent the AFC. The AFC, especially in that conference, that is a huge home field. Like, whoever wins the home field, usually, as long as they don't get knocked off in that first game they play, obviously with the bye, usually it's hard to win an AFC championship game in one of those places. I mean, we've seen it. Denver last year before New England. It is ran through the top AFC team. I think whoever gets the top AFC team will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. For now.
Well, that's all I got today, but I just wanted to see who you thought would win the game.
Yep. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you for calling in. We appreciate you for watching the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show, man.
That'll work.
All right. Have a great one, man.
Yep. Bye.
All right.
Oh,
Well, that's good to have another caller.
Yeah.
Both phone lines are back open. We got the number posted on the comments. Feel free to get your call in. We'll stay on. What do you say? Another 10 minutes, maybe something like that.
We'll wrap up.
Kind of get through some stuff. Matt, we set our picks now. Why don't we
both
look?
taking the Chiefs. It's good.
Yeah. Why don't we look ahead?
He wants to stay tied with me, to be honest.
Yeah. Why don't we look ahead and look ahead to some scores tonight in the NBA? We got some great games tonight. We've got, first off, to start it all off with, we got the Timberwolves traveling to the Raptors. T-Wolves are not that good this year, obviously.
They have the talent.
They've got the talent. They're going to be good. So, yeah.
I still haven't really
Got into the
NBA just yet. I know the Warriors are still doing okay. Clippers started out hot. Cavs are still up there. They did the water cooler challenge last night, being up 30. It's just it's anybody's ball game right now. It's still early in the season. Yes, it's getting closer to the middle, but it's still early in the season.
Yeah. You know, I'm not sold on the Clippers as much as I was in the beginning.
I agree.
Clippers are starting to fall. So last night
Come back
getting
to
throttled.
earth. Yeah.
Yeah. The game, I think, of the night, obviously, and I think most people would agree with this. You've got the Trailblazers and Grizzlies, but I think the game of the night is the Spurs going to Chicago. I think that is a big game, big test for the Spurs on the road. Undefeated on the road. Undefeated on the road. They're 13-0. That's really impressive. Not just because I'm a Spurs fan. 2 weeks from tomorrow, I will get to see them. So excited
really
for
cool.
that. So, and we will have a show. I will be live 2 weeks from tomorrow in Denver, joined by Matt. Next Friday, Matt will be live, and I will be joining him via the phone through Denver Airport. So, definitely, we're gonna one man show this show, but we'll both be on the air. So yeah, I think this is a big game for the Spurs tonight. It's a good test on the road. They played the Warriors right out of the gate, and then they beat them, but they really haven't seen a tough road team. Tonight the Bulls will provide that. I mean, Jimmy Butler is obviously two of the game's best right now. Kawhi Leonard and Jimmy Butler. Kawhi's averaging 24.5 against Butler, who's averaging 26. Two very young stars in the NBA. I'm looking forward to it. I still think the Warriors are the team to beat right now, just the way they're playing. Cavs kind of went on a little, splurge. They kind of lost some games. Definitely, but don't count them out. I mean, the Cavs are the defending champs, so until they lose, I know the power rankings.
The East is still theirs.
Yeah, the power rankings have the Raptors above the Cavs. Their power rankings, but the Raptors 14-6. That's a pretty impressive record, and we know the Cavs or the Raptors are a team to probably give the Cavs their biggest trouble maybe in the postseason so far. Obviously, we're fourth of the way into the season, so there's a lot of games to be played. Matt, college basketball, you got any talks on that? Once again, the phone lines are open, so give us a ring.
Yeah, we'll be on here for another 5 minutes. College basketball, we had KU. I like talking about KU because I love KU. I'm a Jayhawk. Well, I'm a Tiger, but I'm a Jayhawk for life. The Rock Chalk. They have been very impressive this year with Frank Mason, might be the Big 12 Player of the Year as of right now. His leadership, and he's been scoring. Put up 30 points. I know it was against UMKC, but he put up 30 points. With him and Devontae Graham, one of the best backcourts in the country. Then you have Josh Jackson, might be the best player in the Big 12, just straight up.
Yeah.
Raw talent. He's a freshman. You have them. Baylor's very good this year.
Really good.
I said it from the get-go, and I said it.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I kept saying. They are athletic. Even though they lost Kareem Prince to the NBA, they are still athletic. They still have Medford, and they still have Jonathan Motley down low, and they're scared. They're going to be scary. And when Big 12 play comes, we'll get excited. Duke, their top few recruits from this year who've not been playing very much playing time with the injuries, they came out. They've been playing.
Yeah, they had a great game against Florida the other night. I got to watch some of it. Their freshmen started their playing. The guy to watch out for with Duke is Kennard. He is a beast. Get this. I mean, with Duke, you got Grayson Allen, who, in some eyes, he's one of the best players in college basketball. Grayson Allen the other night only had 6 points. Duke won by 10. It wasn't like they're so balanced. Kennard had 29. Jefferson had 24. Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's going to be interesting when the conference play starts. Everybody starts really beating each other up in the Power 5 conferences, and everything falls into place for conference championship, conference tournament time, and even of course, March Madness. I'm excited to see that. Right now, it's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They take on the Raiders at Arrowhead, and I'm probably more jacked than some of the players.
Yeah.
And I'm 4.5 hours away, so it's all good. I'm having Chiefs with Kansas City withdrawals. So, any other exciting matchups to talk about, or do you think we have the show wrapped up?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to end. It's Chief night. I know there's a lot of Chiefs fans. Well, Matt, we got maybe another caller. We're gonna find out. I've had some trouble with some people calling in, hanging up. Please don't do that. Trying to get you guys on. But yeah, that's. Well, looks like we got a caller.
Yeah.
So here we go.
So who do we have here?
Hey, it's Jeff.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Where are you calling from tonight?
I'm in Hayes, but I'm from Wichita.
Okay. What would you like to talk about tonight?
Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and how he's the best quarterback in the league.
Oh. Okay.
So my input with that, Aaron Rodgers was drafted 25th overall in 2005, and Alex Smith was drafted number 1. I just had to, straight up, I had to say that. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is a very, very good quarterback. He is doing all he can to have the Packers stay in games, and his defense has let him down by not helping out at all by losing those games. I think no matter who you put at wide receiver, he is going to produce those receivers, get them yards, get them touchdowns, get the Packers points. Right now, he could be the best quarterback in the NFL. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think what Aaron Rodgers is having to deal with this year, a lot of people are not giving him credit. He is putting up great numbers.
Yes, he is.
He's keeping them obviously in playoff contention. I think they still have a chance. I think the Lions could falter just because they're the Lions. The defense is playing great, though. The defense is playing really great again, and that's helped him. He needs that from his defense if they're going to have any way to go to the playoffs. So that's my only thing really with that. But yes, I agree. I think that Aaron Rodgers is a top-tier quarterback. Definitely should be consideration. He could be consideration for MVP with his numbers this year. He just isn't getting it because of his team's record, which I'm not a big fan of that. Because MVPs are most valuable to the team. So, but yeah, that's really all I've got. Matt, do you have anything else?
Nah, good topic. Other than like the Chiefs or the Boys or the Rockies or anything, that was solid.
Yeah, we like that because it's better to go out on a limb with something we're not real, give our own opinions about besides our teams, So appreciate the call. We got one more call, so we got to let you go, but appreciate you for calling in. Thanks for tuning into the show. Thanks for
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
So this will be our last caller.
This will be our last caller. Thank you to everyone who has called in. Here we go, and we'll get it here soon.
So who do we have on the line tonight?
Hang on. Hello, you there?
Yeah, this is Spencer Delgado.
What's up,
What's
man?
up, Spency?
What's happening, fellas?
Oh, nothing much.
Put on a show for the fans.
Oh, I love it.
So what topic would you like to bring up tonight?
Hey, you know what? I like the Aaron Rodgers discussion because I got something to say about that man.
All right.
Proceed.
Guys, it's December, okay? And this is Aaron Rodgers' time to shine.
It is.
How many losses does he have in December? I think, what is it, 4 maybe in his career? A home lot, like maybe 3 or 4, I don't know.
In
I
8
can't
years,
tell you the
that's
exact number,
impressive.
but I know Aaron Rodgers is the man, the myth, and the legend in December.
Almost good enough. Almost as good enough as Spencer Delgado here.
Yeah.
I wish. I wish. But I want to talk about the Raiders and the Chiefs tonight. And my money's going on the Kansas City Chiefs. These Oakland Raiders can't handle this Kansas cold tonight.
Technically, it's Missouri cold, but we all know what you're
Missouri
talking
cold,
about.
Missouri cold, yeah, technically, but
I'm glad you would be putting money on the Kansas City Chiefs with it is definitely home field advantage at Arrowhead Stadium, and I know way too much about this. I keep rambling on, but Alex Smith is a lot better than what he's perceived to show the world here in the first half of the season. He did get banged up in Indianapolis. He has his weapon, his number one target back with Jeremy Maclin tonight, who has been officially activated for the game tonight, even though he's missed the past 4 games due to a groin injury. I believe he sat out Sunday to rest for this short week. The Chiefs' offense will do what they did against Atlanta, just not so much passing. Like Brandon said, it's the weather, the bitterness. They're going to be running the ball with Spencer Ware and Charkandrick West all night.
I think the Chiefs are too much for the Raiders tonight. It really hurt the Raiders the first week, or the first time they played, I think, because of the rain. The running game did not produce at all. The passing game kind of, it's harder to, throw the ball in wet conditions, catch the ball in wet conditions. And tonight, now it's the cold. So, and I don't think, I've said the running game, I think the running game is going to be a lot better than it was, in the first meeting, just because that's a point of emphasis and they realize that tonight it's cold. I just think, though, Spencer Ware is going to have a big game. He's had decent games. I mean, he's had 2 touchdowns, last week, but he hasn't had a ton of yards. It is
since
tonight.
Oakland.
Yeah.
Since the game in Oakland, he hasn't really produced as much as he did then with his season high of 133 yards. Yeah. And I think he does it again. I think Kelsey gets his touchdown, and you're going to see that, which D'Anthony Thomas, Tyreek Hill running jet sweeps like they did last week. Andy Reid.
You guys are leaving one man out, though.
I know who it is. Tyreek Hill.
Mr. Barry is the best football player to ever play the game of football, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
This defense is just straight up, everyone's healthy, finally. That, aside from the ones who have gone on IR for the year, all these guys are healthy at the right time when they have Oakland, Tennessee, and Denver here coming up. And Derek Carr has to watch out. Not only, I know Justin Houston, I represent him all the time. He is one of the best premier pass rushers in the league. You also have D Ford, who is, I believe, a half a sack short of the league lead in sacks. Both sides. You can't just watch out for them. You have Chris Jones up the middle. You have Rakeem Nunez-Roches up the middle. Even Derek Johnson up the middle, and DJ Alexander. And then, like you said, Eric Berry flies to the football. He is the MVP of the Chiefs this season. Re-sign him.
I think Nunez is a liability.
Why is that?
Well, just his performance of last weekend's game against the Falcons. I watched the game, and I just saw a lot of missed assignment. I just don't know, man. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I'm just saying I can't trust the guy to go in every single play and make a play, make something happen like Houston can and Barry can. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I think he's your worst link of the chain on the defense. I will say that.
I would agree. He is also a second-year player. being a 7th-round pick last year. He's got to develop more. He's getting his chance now with Jay Howard and Alan Bailey out for the year. So he's just experiencing growing pains. And once he gets the swing of things, he'll be fine.
The Chiefs are a good team.
They are.
They are the under-the-radar team that everyone's focusing on the Raiders, the Patriots. Some of them are still focused on the Broncos or even the Steelers. You have to focus on the Chiefs because even now that we've had national audiences and we're going to still have national audiences with these primetime games, the Chiefs have got to show the world what they're made of.
My biggest thing with the Chiefs, and I'm not trying to stir anything up, it's just what I really think. Sometimes Andy Reid's play calling is not the best. He needs to be consistent with his play calling going on, especially in the red zone. I mean, the red zone has not been his smartest play calling skills, and that's my only thing. The Chiefs' offense and the play calling, that is what's got me scared of the Chiefs. Their defense is ridiculously good. If they can continue, if their offense can continue to be, average every week, putting up points, the defense is obviously providing. You saw that last week. Eric Berry, 8 points.
Yeah.
Then the Chiefs can do something.
Well.
Yes, the Chiefs are a legitimate Super Bowl contender as long as they stay healthy. Or as long as they stay consistent with the offense and play calling.
I agree.
The fun.
And you know what? At the beginning of the season, I said this. Honest to God, this is who I thought was going to make it to the Super Bowl. I said the Dallas Cowboys against the Oakland Raiders. I think that's going to change tonight.
I hope, man.
Cowboys Chiefs out a shot, and I want to see it. I want to see Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl in the next upcoming weeks. I want to see it happen.
I would love to see a Cowboys-Chiefs matchup. This show you will not want to miss for 2 weeks straight if that happens. I'll go ahead and say it.
I already know that this show is going to blow up on Facebook.
Yep.
Snapple needs to send you guys a paycheck.
I agree. We agree.
Snapple's got to send you guys a paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah, we're having fun with this, and we're trying to make some improvements. We've got some opportunities. We can't release them yet. So, but one final thing. This is the first time in 21 years going into tonight's game that the division line is on the line between the Raiders and Chiefs. It's good to see it back.
That is true, and you know what? The AFC West is the best in the NFL. The AFC West is the best in the NFL.
I would agree with that.
Even the Chargers, what are they? 6-6, 7-5?
5 and 7, I believe.
By far, AFC West.
They're not bad. They're still a good team.
They've lost 6 of their losses have come in the fourth quarter, which is terrible considering one of them from the Chiefs. I agree with. I get it. But Philip Rivers is still a quarterback to watch out for. He can put up 400 yards any day.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's one I firmly agree. Will stand by that. He's like a Tony Romo. Everybody hated on Tony Romo, but Tony Romo was a good quarterback.
Just look at the injuries that Philip Rivers has sustained on that offense. If Keenan Allen would not have gotten hurt, I don't think the Chiefs would have won that game.
And the thing, you bring up Tony Romo. I think, there was a ton of haters out there that did not like Romo. But if you're still a hater after what he did this year.
What he said. What he said, too.
Exactly.
Classy.
It was a class move. A class move by a class guy. And I think
Guys, Romo's a great guy.
He's
a good man. He definitely got cut short. And I don't know why it is. I don't know why it happened, but the man has definitely been screwed over by the game of football.
Yeah,
I will say that.
I agree. And it's a sad deal because, had he not played for the Cowboys, people would be saying this is one of the greatest quarterbacks maybe we've seen. And he takes a lot of pressure for playing with Dallas, and rightfully so. I mean, you either love or you
and
hate
Dallas
the Cowboys.
fans have a love-hate relationship with them. You know, when they're winning games, they give all the
Yep,
Tony Romo.
agree.
When they're losing games, it's all Romo.
Yep, agree totally. But well, Spence, hey, we need to wrap this show up. Appreciate you calling in, man.
Go for it, fellas. Nice speaking with you tonight. all
Yeah,
right?
have a good
appreciate it.
one.
Don't call back in, man. We love talking.
I will.
All right.
For sure.
Yep,
Talk
have
to
a
you guys
great one.
later.
Yep, bye. Well, Matt, that wraps up pretty much our show.
Fan night Thursday.
Yeah, and we'll move it back to Wednesdays. We just couldn't this week. Thank you to everyone who called. If you could, please share our video. We love that. We've got people sharing it all over the states. West Coast, East Coast.
Midwest.
We appreciate it. We really do. Yeah, Matt, we'll look ahead to tomorrow. Not sure of the time yet. Check our Facebook page. Check our Twitter page.
We'll have you. We'll keep you posted.
We'll have a, Jordan Hester does a great job with our pictures and stuff.
Graphics.
She'll do all that, so definitely much love to her. And then also our camera dude, Jeff Corbiny. We got to give a shout out to him
can't
too.
do it without him. So
Yeah.
We'll have breaking news, of course, at the beginning of the show, like we do every day. We'll preview the MLS Championship Series. We'll have our Football Fridays with the NFL picks.
Only NFL finally.
Yeah.
Call it.
And then we have the Heisman Trophy winner will be announced this Saturday. We'll give more
Thoughts
on it.
Info on it.
Info, yeah, anything. And then just if anything happens really that's more drastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, winter meetings are coming to an end. So, don't forget, follow us on Facebook. It's Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. Follow us on Twitter, MHSM Sports Show. YouTube page. I uploaded a couple more videos today.
That's good.
Yeah, finally. Not gonna say when, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, follow us. Our YouTube, Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. You got any? I'm done. So
Yeah,
I'll let you
from
wrap that
Matty
up.
Highland.
And Smitty McQueen.
We appreciate the Fan Night Thursday. Everyone calling in. Everyone have a good night. We look forward to Football Friday.